Travel is vital for adventure and a key part of America's economy, contributing $2.9 trillion last year and supporting jobs in every community. It boosts various sectors such as healthcare, education, while bringing international dollars into local sales. Major events such as the FIFA World Cup 2026, the 2025 Ryder Cup, and the 2028 Olympics will showcase the U.S. globally, attracting millions and driving significant economic impact. To capitalize on these opportunities and maintain our position as a leading destination, we must make travel more accessible and welcoming. Today, I've got Jeff Freeman, and he's president and CEO of the U.S. Travel Association, here to talk about the critical importance of travel to our economy and connections. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
James, great to be with you.
Good to have you. So let's start with the big picture. Why do you say travel is essential, not just for the economy, but for everyday Americans?
Yeah, it's this simple. Nothing else happens without travel, whether it's business, whether it's family connections, whether it is how things happen in our communities. It happens with visitors. It happens with bringing people together. The economic impact is off the charts, right? $3 trillion. But it's the act of bringing grandparents and grandkids, the act of bringing two business people together. This is what travel makes possible. Those family connections, those business deals, they don't happen without travel. When we realize that, I think we'll be much more attuned to figuring out how we improve the travel process. Because quite frankly, from a policy making standpoint at a federal level, a state level, we haven't been paying enough attention to improving the travel process.
Now, beyond vacation, how does travel impact other industries?
Yeah, I hope we all had a great summer. I hope people got out there and enjoyed some vacations, but we're in the meat of business travel season now. Now through Thanksgiving, you're going to see a lot of people out on the road doing deals, completing sales, going to meetings and conventions that have tens of thousands of people involved. This is the fuel, right? Travel is the fuel that enables the healthcare industry, the manufacturing industry, the technology industry. Travel's the fuel that enables all of these other industries to thrive. And we're in that season right now. The question becomes, are we going to maximize what's happening in each of these areas? Are we going to have as many people on the road and in the skies as we could and we should? The answer is only if we remove the barriers, the frictions, the things that are discouraging people from traveling. You know, when you look at the air travel process where people haven't had necessarily faith with delays and cancellations. That's why it's so important to improve air traffic control, so important to improve TSA, right? These are the types of things we've got to address if we want this thing that fuels the economy to be able to take off.
Speaking about fueling the economy, looking ahead to major events like the World Cup, Ryder Cup, and Olympics, what opportunities do these deals bring, and how would they create a lasting impact on travel in the U.S.?
We are so well positioned, the United States is, over the next decade or so. In addition to the events you mentioned, we've got America's 250th birthday next year. We've got the Winter Olympics. We've got the Rugby World Cup. But of course, we've got the World Cup right there in Kansas City. We've got an opportunity to attract tens of millions of international travelers to come here, to spend their money, and to go home and tell their friends and family they should do the same thing. Now, we only take advantage of that, though, if we make some changes on the international travel side, because they're not coming to the U.S. today in the numbers that they used to. We need to let travelers know that America's open for business, that we want their business. We need to improve the customs process so people aren't waiting in 2 or 3 hour long lines to get through America's airports. And we need to fix visas for those that need visas, both the delays and this new exorbitant fee that Congress just put in place that punishes foreign travelers and has them giving their money to the U.S. government rather than spending it with local businesses in Kansas City or elsewhere. That's a big concern of ours.
Jeff, you mentioned the U.S. is losing ground in international travel. What steps should we take as a nation to remain competitive? And what happens to local businesses when fewer international visitors come?
Yeah, just to put it in perspective, we had 78 million international visitors in 2019. We had 72 million international visitors last year. We're going to have fewer visitors this year at a time when we're the only major country in the world that's going backwards. The travel pie is growing and we're shrinking. So we've got a big issue to address. It starts with setting a goal and creating a plan to get there. Travel won't just happen. International inbound travel won't just happen. We've got to compete for these travelers. We haven't been doing enough competing at a national level. That's something we're working with the Trump administration on. This is something that too many administrations for too long have taken for granted. When these travelers come, they spend $4,000 per person on their trips to the United States. That money is going into restaurants. That money is going into local attractions, local retailers. That's where this travel money goes. It gets diffused throughout the U.S. economy. We can't have enough of this, and we need to start fighting for it.
How is the industry making travel easier and more seamless for both domestic and international travelers?
Yeah, the industry is making some important strides in working with the government to improve the travel process. It's this simple. We know that if the process is better, more people will travel. Let's talk about air travel. Years ago, the industry worked together to create TSA PreCheck. That helps business travelers in particular. Recently, the Department of Homeland Security said you can keep your shoes on. That's something we worked on together. Where are the other opportunities for reform in terms of the liquid requirements, in terms of removing delays and cancellations by improving the air traffic control experience, the number of controllers, the technology? Those are all areas where we're working with government to make sure we can give travelers more confidence in the system and more comfort in the process.
Jeff, finally, for those who want to learn more about why travel is essential and what's at stake, where can they go?
Yeah, we think this industry is essential from both an economic standpoint, a cultural standpoint, a social standpoint. To learn more about it, visit showcaseamericantravel.org.
I've been speaking with Jeff Freeman. He's president and CEO of the U.S. Travel Association. Jeff, any last comments or thoughts?
Good luck this year. May the Chiefs not be in the Super Bowl again.
I'm with you on that. I'm an Eagles fan. All right.
There you go.
Thanks, Jeff.